Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. This is 2025. I am so excited to start off the new year with a great conversational podcast today. I hope everybody is blessed and had a wonderful holiday season and many blessings more and many fruition for the year 2025. Before we get started on our new episode for the first year, 2025, I want to just do a little bit of housekeeping. If you're watching us by video through our YouTube, please hit that like, share, and subscribe because I want to get this podcast out to the algorithm so people can get all the information that we have for you today. I want to welcome this lovely, just charming lady that I've actually met on Facebook. A lot of people that I have connected, I've connect through social media, believe it or not. Um, Shondra Zanders, she is one of the sweetest people that I've had the pleasure of meeting. And
Oh, thank
we've
you.
only met, I mean, we haven't known each other that long, but just
No,
in
we haven't.
yeah, just in our conversations and just our meeting of the minds as far as entrepreneurship, we just connected immediately. Um, she is
Absolutely.
she is the owner of Krystal Klear Travel. She is a travel agent.
Yes.
But today she wants to talk about how she got to that point. She wants to share her story from being a teenage mom to where she is now. And we all can, I know we know some people, maybe some of us were teenage mothers and how challenging it can be, but through support and just that tenacity to be the best that you can overcome anything. So just grab your tea, grab your coffee, or whatever beverage you have. I have my tea, and let's just have a
Water.
conversation. And water, exactly. All right, Chandra, thank you so much for being my first podcast for the year, and just welcome. And we're so glad to have you. So just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what type of family dynamic that you have, and just let's just have a conversation.
Well, first of all, Happy New Year to each and every one of you guys. Um, my name is Chandra. My name is Shondra Zanders. I come from humble beginnings. I'm a mom of two, and I just recently this morning had another grandbaby to come in. So I am a grandmother of
Congratulations.
eight.
Wow.
So
Wow. Wow. Wow.
but and I would just like to thank you for allowing me to be on your platform this morning, well, this afternoon, in this new year. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
So my um story is that yeah, I just want to reach out to teenage moms and let them know that it's okay. I became a teenage mom when I was 15. Um, they don't give you a manual of how to be a parent, and I was still a child. You know, I was still a child, and the most hurting thing for me was to tell my mom. Now
Mm.
that was like, oof, I'd rather for you to just kill me, put a bullet in my head or whatever, for me to go to tell my mom. But I told my mom, and she was upset, and she wanted to choke me out. But my grandmother saved me. But yeah, I was a child. I didn't know. I know when I was growing up, my mom did talk to us about um the birds and the bees, but my mom told me, she say, if you kiss a boy, you get pregnant. So
Yeah,
when
I've heard
I
that.
met my boyfriend at the time, um, he kissed me, and
Mhm.
I went home crying
How
to
old
my
were
mother.
you before when this happened?
I was like 14,
Okay.
13, 14. Because like us, grew up in like the projects, the
Mhm.
housing authority projects,
Mm.
and this guy used to come through there all the time to go visit his grandmother. And
Mhm.
I would always tell my family, I said, that's gonna be my husband,
At
not
14?
knowing that. and I was like, I was a little bitty girl.
Mhm.
And so yeah, we got together. We got together, and I wasn't supposed to be cold, but you know how we us kids, young kids are. Um,
Mhm.
he kissed me, and I had to go tell my mom. And I was crying and crying. I said, "Mom," she was like, "What's wrong?" I say, "He kissed me." That's what I said. He kissed me, and she said, "That's all he did." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." So I knew then that that wasn't true.
Mhm. Mhm.
That wasn't true. But yeah, being I we got together and I did become pregnant at the age of 15. I had to tell my mom. That was the hurting thing about it for me, telling my mom that her baby girl is pregnant. When she don't talk to me about what could happen. But like us, some kids, we want to test the waters.
Right.
We want to try and see what would really happen. So I had to tell my mom, but at after a while, she came around because she knew I was having a baby.
Mhm.
Having an abortion was not an option in my
Mhm.
family,
Mhm.
so that's how it started.
Well, let's take it back just one step.
Okay.
Um, so tell me about the dynamic between this boy and you. A lot of girls, like you say, you got kid. So was that the magic moment? Was this your first encounter with the boy, or what? Talk
Yes,
about that.
that was my he was my first encounter. Like
Mhm.
I said, I used to see him going to his grandmother's house
Mhm.
to visit his grandma, and I always thought he was a nice guy, a handsome guy.
Mhm.
So, but at the time I didn't know anything about him. I just know he looked good to me.
Mhm.
We got to start to talking because we in the project we playing softball, kickball, or whatever, and we got to know each other. And then we went to school together. He was a grade ahead of me.
Okay.
Um, so that's how we actually got together. And um, but yeah, we went. That was my high school sweetheart. I say,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
I was I was in love with him,
Mhm.
and it started like that. I met him through coming through the projects, going to meet his grandmother, and we got to talking and playing around, and we ended up with a child.
Did he a lot of boys did he talk you into, having sex, or what was it? You guys just mutually agreed, or
Well, I don't think it was an agreement. I don't think we talked about it. I think it's
okay.
just something that happened. Um,
Okay.
Really, I really didn't know what I was doing. He was
Mhm.
like 3 years older than me. I was 15. I think he was 18.
Okay.
Um, I didn't really know, but he
Mhm.
didn't like force me. Um,
Mhm.
I was there. I wanted to be by his side. I thought that, I just wanted to be around him. And
Mhm.
um it wasn't nothing that was forced.
Mhm.
Um, so, when it came to that point, I wanted to see what it was,
Mhm.
you know.
Okay. So you found out. How did you tell him? You told your mom. How did you tell him, and how did he react?
Um, well, I knew I didn't have a cycle.
Okay.
My period didn't come on, so I knew
Mhm.
that something was wrong, but I didn't know. But my mom was the type of person that she used to buy our um pads and stuff when it was time. She knew,
Mhm.
and mine was coming on, so I had to like put ketchup or something in a pad and make so
Right.
she can see that
Right.
she wouldn't expect me. But I really didn't know until that point where I didn't have a cycle.
Mhm.
And his mother actually told me that I was pregnant.
Oh, so his
His
mama
mother.
knew.
Hmm.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not pregnant. And she said, Yes, you will. She said, I can tell it in your eyes. In my eyes? What's going on with my eyes? So she actually told me. So when I went to the clinic to find out for sure, because I know my cycle, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, that's when I told him. When I told him, he was like, he was happy about it. He was like, "You pregnant?" I'm like, "Yeah, what you happy about? You got to go tell my mama,
Mm-hmm.
you got to tell my mom that you got me pregnant."
Mm-hmm.
And then, but no, he didn't not never like say that this is not my child. He was very supportive. He was there
Okay.
with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that was, that's usually that was one of the things I wanted to touch on, because, a lot of boys that age, and then
Mhm.
well, that ain't mine, and I'm not gonna, that's, you got to do something about
Yeah.
that, because, if they were athletes or whatever, oh, you're ruining my, I can't have a child. I'm about to go into football or go to college, all that. So at
Yeah.
least this young man was acknowledged and did, try to support you.
Yeah, he was very supportive. He
Okay.
was had plans to go in the military, which he
Okay.
did go into the military. So he didn't say anything like negative toward my pregnancy. We were just trying to
Okay.
figure out how we was gonna get through it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so you had the baby, he was in the military, and then what?
So I had the baby at the age of 16.
Okay.
When I had the baby, I think it was a week or so later, or something like that, that he left for the military.
Oh, okay. So he
So
was there during the birth.
he was no, yes,
Oh,
yes, he was there during the birth. Yes,
okay.
he was there. So at this point, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a child myself. So what? I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
So did both moms, your mom and his mom, step in to help you?
Yes.
Okay.
My family was very supportive of me. My mom, my sister mostly,
Okay.
was there. His mom was there as well if I needed anything, and his sisters, his family as well. They did not
Okay.
like turn their cheek from me. They not turn their head away from me. They did help me with him. So I had a big support, but I know it's a lot of teenagers out there that don't have that support, and that their family
Right.
turn their backs on them.
Right.
But but that didn't happen with me. But um, so I was very fortunate when it came down to um, me having my family to support me as being a teen mom.
Mm-hmm. What were some of the challenges? Did you finish, continue going to school and finish high school and everything, with having your son?
Yes. Once I had my son, I had my support system there.
Okay.
His mom actually took care of the son while I went to school. She was there when I well, he has haven't left yet. He was still here. He haven't left to
Okay.
go into the military yet because he was there with the birth. But he was there after he finished school. Before he left out deployed, he was there to see about him, make sure he was taken care of while I went to school, as well as
Okay.
my mom. So
Okay.
he was a big help after I had my son, because I had a boy and my
Uh-huh.
son, and so he was a big help um going to school. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I continued to go to school at that point. Yeah.
Okay. And so how long did he serve in the military?
Actually, he's still in the military. He's still in the military.
Oh, so he's making a career. He made a career
Yeah,
out of
he
it.
made a career out of it. Yes.
Okay. And so you were still receiving support from him.
Mhm. Mhm.
He's in his son's life
Mhm. Mhm.
throughout the whole, your son's childhood and everything. So you were one of the lucky, blessed, young teenage mom who actually, you know did receive support from the father, and from his family as well as yours. Now, have you seen other uh young ladies that was in the same predicament that was opposite of what you went through
Yes.
as far as
Now that was the case with my well, that was the case with my first one as in my second one, but um I was still a teenager. Well, I was young when I had my second daughter. I was 19, but
okay,
it was harder for me because I went through the relationship with my kid's father turned, you know. So I had some trying and rough times at that point. Um,
okay,
it wasn't it wasn't as easy because I had to leave my family and go
mm-hmm,
with my husband because we got married, right? So
okay,
the time had got trying because I didn't have my support system there.
okay.
Um,
So just to back up a little bit, so your first your son's father, he's in the military. He, did the right thing by you. Your second relationship, how did that come about to have your daughter?
my daughter's by the same guy.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. So I'm sorry.
So
I'm
my
sorry.
kids had
I'm
the
just
same father. Yeah,
okay. Gotcha. I'm just
yeah.
trying to. Okay. So the dynamic changed with the daughter.
The well, it changed a little. It changed to the point where after I got married and I had to leave my support system, I had to leave home.
Okay.
Um, that's where the change came in because, like I say, me being a teenage mom and then
Mm-hmm.
getting married at an early age and then having another child, leaving my family and going to an unfamiliar place,
Mm-hmm.
it was very challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It was very hard.
Okay. So what was the difference? I mean, other than you married this man, you know, the father of your kids. What was it? Something that he changed? He started changing his attitude, and he being in the military, and you guys are now married, or I mean,
I, me personally, I think the military changed him.
okay,
Um, him being the kind, loving person that he was before we got married and before, it changed. Um, I don't know if it was the stress from the military
mm-hmm,
or was it, I don't know what it was, but it changed to the fact where it was very stressful for me and the kids to be,
okay.
you know.
What examples of how
Um,
changes were?
by them being deployed, they be deployed, they come in,
Mm-hmm,
and I'm there, don't know nothing. I didn't even know how to cook a
mm-hmm,
ball of egg at that time, because
mm-hmm,
I was still young. So it was hard for me to adjust to being a parent
mm-hmm,
to kids that I didn't know how to be a parent to.
mm-hmm.
Um, but once I went through what I went through by him being deployed, and I'm there by myself with these kids, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not working. No, the only income coming in is what he bring, send it to us.
Okay.
It was very hard and very challenging, and that made me grow up. I had to grow up
Mm-hmm.
at that point, because like I said, when I was home, I had everybody there doing everything for me.
Right.
But
Right.
then when I went off on my own with my husband, things changed. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I had to put on what they call your big girl draws, and I had to
Mm-hmm.
become a mom to my
Mm-hmm.
kids, and that was challenging because I didn't know how to be one because
Right. Okay.
you know,
Okay. So, did the dynamic between you and your husband, how was that changed? I mean, the fact of the physical that you were taken out of your familiar environment, and now that you're a military wife, and with with kids, how did you two, um was there
Um,
changes in between you two?
yes, we grew apart. We
Okay.
didn't communicate as much as we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if he just was, like I say, that anger with the military. I just think the military just do something to a person's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we did change to the point where the communication was not there, the trust was not there, the physical abuse started coming in.
Mm.
But
Mm.
you know, we it was just hard. It was hard for me, and it could have been hard for him. I don't know what was going on through in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd probably be the one that changed for him, you know. So I'm not sure, but I'm just going by, how I felt and you know, what I had to go through during that process of it.
So there were physical abuse in the marriage.
It was.
Okay. Um did so okay, I'm trying to. So how long did you was the abuse? Was it did it start off as verbal, and then, he just blow up,
Um,
or he just how
it started off as I guess verbal. Then
okay.
it got to the point where it wasn't no communication at all, and it's like then everything I did wasn't good enough or wasn't
Mhm.
pleasing.
Mhm.
So they got angry about that. I couldn't do nothing right. I
Mhm.
couldn't I couldn't put the kids' shoes on right, or it
Mhm.
was just always something.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, it started with verbal and then it became physical. Um, so I dealt with that. But that's how that started. Verbal first.
How long did you when was the last straw that says enough is enough? I can't do this anymore.
We had been in three locations when we got. I think it was in 2020.
Okay.
Um, my kids was. I think my daughter was 5 or 6, something like that. Um, I left. I
Mhm.
had enough.
Mhm.
Um, and my kids was very upset. Basically, my son, he was like very upset with me because I left.
Mhm.
But kids, they know what's going on. But
Mhm.
I didn't. I always wanted my kids to grow up in the same house with their dad. I always wanted
Mhm.
my kids to have the same dad, and we all
Mhm.
grew up in the house with their dad. But
Mhm.
sometimes when you be in situations that you can't do that, you got to look out
Mhm.
for your kids, and you got to make
Mhm.
that decision because they can't because they're young. So you have to make that decision for your family.
Right.
And that's the
Right.
decision I made. I made that decision to get out of that environment
Mhm.
to better myself and to better, give my kids a better life.
Mhm. And they, I'm assuming that they eventually understood that.
Well, my son, I think he resented me for a while for that.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
he started having anger issues, anger problem. He was wanting to know
Mhm.
why we weren't with his dad.
Mhm.
Why did we have to come home? My
Mhm.
daughter too much didn't really bother her. If it did, she didn't, but because she was younger than my son,
Mhm.
so she just didn't want to know why daddy wasn't there. But
Mhm.
with him, it was different. He was angry.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Do you know if he sought? So I'm assuming that he was in combat. He actually fought.
Yeah.
Okay,
I,
so he came. So
yeah, he went to different. Uh, he was in Haiti, Kuwait, and stuff like that.
okay,
He went to different.
okay. Do you know if he sought help for his anger, and what he has, to your
Who?
knowledge?
My son or
You know,
his
your ex.
dad?
Well, your ex
Yeah.
husband.
Um, I'm not sure.
Okay,
We do. When he talked to the grand, we do communicate. We speak
okay.
now. We friends.
Mm-hmm.
And he have a relationship with his kids now.
Okay.
So he. I'm not sure that he get that counseling or the help that he needed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I think we should have got it then when we
Yeah.
was together to try to work things out. But sometimes we do things when we angry or up on the
Right.
humble. We just you know we thinking we doing the right thing, but
Mm-hmm.
when we going through it, we got to think about it's not only about you. You
Right.
got kids,
Right.
and how that gonna affect the kids.
Right.
So I like now. My daughter had her first child. I tell her, don't do anything out of anger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to be careful who we have kids by
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning.
Absolutely.
We have to ask God to send us our person, that man or who we should have kids for. We should be married for one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but that not always be the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's some girls out here that they're having a rough time with with bringing a child in the world, and they don't have
Mm-hmm.
that support that I had. But
Mm-hmm.
I want to let them know it's help out there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just reach out. You have to open your mouth and talk and speak.
Right.
Um, and when you don't speak or get help for it, that where the anger and the
Exactly.
animosity and the retaliation come in,
Right.
and it shouldn't be like that.
Right. So let's bring everything up to now. You are a newly divorced, mom with children. Um, how did the entrepreneurship come in? How did you figure, well, I got to, I want to get into business. I want to be a example to not only to my kids but to other people who may be who may have been in your situation, who may want to think about you know being a businesswoman. So how did that come about?
Well, that came about when my kids was growing up. They was
Mm-hmm.
growing up, and after I had my second child, my daughter, I did drop out of school at that
Okay.
point.
Okay.
So when I got to the point when I saw my son not want to go to school and he dropped out,
Mm-hmm.
a light bulb hit. I was like, we know that we are our kids' first teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and what they see us do, they do.
Right.
They think it's okay. I didn't that didn't sit well with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and got my GED.
Okay.
I went on to college to accounting,
Mm-hmm.
criminal justice, and I landed a job with the city.
Okay.
So when I walked across that stage and got my diploma,
Mm-hmm.
that was so amazing to me. It was just like a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
It was so rewarding. I'm like, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I crossed that stage and I saw my family out there cheering me on, that's when I went on into college and sued the other, you know. And my son was there, and he
Okay.
noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
So he came up to me. He said, "Mom," he said, "you're inspirational to me."
Mm.
He say, "By you going back and getting your GED to let me know that it can be done, I want to go back to school."
Wow.
And he still
Wow.
had his credits. So
Mm-hmm.
he went back and he was able to march with that class.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, you know, I got to set the tone for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
what they see me doing, they see, okay, mama's not giving up. She going, you know, head on with it, no matter what come her way, no matter what the situation is, that it can be done.
Right.
We just got to put our feet to our faith, and we got to
Mm-hmm.
get it done. And because our kids is watching us,
Yep.
and I tell people all the time, be careful what you say and do around your kids,
Mm.
because they
Mm.
see and they hear, they listen to everything, they pick up on everything.
Yep.
So that's what made me want to start my business,
Mm-hmm.
to expand my horizon. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let them know that you don't have to settle for one particular thing. The sky is over the limits. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can do and whatever you set your mind to do. But first, put God first in everything you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Put God
Absolutely.
first in everything you do, and it will happen.
So talk to us about Krystal Klear Travel Agency, your travel business.
So, I love it. So as you know, I am a business owner of two debt-free businesses. I am a marketing rep for Planet Marketing, where I introduce my business opportunity to them and let them know that they can earn up to 8 streams of income. That residual income come in. The other business that I have is my travel business, Krystal Klear Travel. Um, I was introduced to business a couple years ago, and I was like skeptical about it because I thought it was a pyramid or a scam.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we always do our research and stuff. So I did my research, and I was too skeptical to
Mm-hmm.
I was too broke to be skeptical. So I had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So that I came up with the name Krystal Klear Travel. That was personal to me because um, some of them may not know that my niece, she was 23, she died of cancer, and she used to love to go. She used to love to travel. She was very adventurous. She loved to do
Mm.
stuff. So I got my name from that, from Krystal Klear Travel. So, and what I do, I book vacation trips, rental cars, sports events, concert tickets, whatever fun and whatever is dealing with travel. I handle that for them, for people, for myself, and earn the commission from it.
Wow. Wow. And for those who do not know, that is how I met Shondra. She introduced me into the travel business. So I just, at first I was skeptical, like, oh, I don't know. But I like to travel, and I do like to, find packages and, vacations and stuff. So she said, well, just try it. And so she's my mentor. So that's how we connected. And
Yeah,
I tell you, she has been once, not only as I think of her as a friend, but also a support.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you.
and anything that you need, she'll point you to the right direction. If she doesn't know, she'll find out for you. She gives you, motivation. Um, so how can people reach out to you if they want to book um uh or inquire about a vacation package to you?
So they can reach me by they can go on my website, shondrazanders.intellitravel.com.
I'm
You can
putting it
reach
in
me
the
back
chat.
there. You can reach me on Facebook, in my DM. You can hit me up there. My email, you can send me an email, KK kcleartravel at gmail.com. You can reach me by that. So
Is it K Clear, CKLEAR, or KLEER?
it's KLEAR.
Okay. K Clear Travel at gmail.com.
Kcleartravel at gmail.com.
Okay, I'm putting it in the comments so people can
And they can
read
go
them.
on my website and register. It's Shondra Zanders.intellitravel.com.
Okay. All right.
So, but I just want to let you know, if I have any teenage moms out there, um everybody situation is different. If you're going through hard times and you don't have that support system out there, it's some people out there will help you. Let someone know when you need help. Let someone know when you're hurting. Let someone know it's time to speak up. Speak up. People, we don't know what's going on until you tell us. A closed mouth don't get fed.
Absolutely.
So you got to speak up. Let someone know. People out there are willing to help
Mm-hmm.
if you allow them to help you. And be humble. Young kids, y'all need to be humble.
Mm. Mm.
Because
Say that again. Say that
when
again.
someone come up and tell you something or giving you about advice about something, they not just saying it just to be saying it. They've been through it.
Right.
They've been through it. They know what they're talking about. So y'all young people, y'all young moms, young dad, y'all be humble and get the advice from your elder because they've been
Exactly.
through it.
Exactly. And that was the last question I was going to ask you to please, pour into some wisdom to these young people. And I think the best thing you said was, be humble. Open your mind to, because you don't know, I know at that age you think you know everything, you got everything figured out, but you don't.
You don't, you don't.
And life can throw you curves, and even at our big old age,
Age,
life are
exactly.
throwing curves at us.
Yep.
So, but I mean, it's good to don't feel like you're out here having to do everything
By
alone,
yourself.
because I mean, seek the wisdom for someone that you can trust and talk to, and as an older person that has been through it. And we're not trying to tell you what to do.
Mm.
We're just advising you, because we don't want you to do the same things that we did, that the mistakes that we've made. That's why we keep telling our kids, I'm not trying to be in your business, I'm not trying to tell you anything.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to guide you to prevent you from making the same mistakes
Same
that I
mistake that
did.
I did. Exactly. Exactly. But they you just don't want me to do this and you just
Right.
don't want me to do that. And they get so mad and angry
Mm-hmm.
with you and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, baby, I'm just trying to tell you because I know at
Mm-hmm.
some point, it was hard for me. I was a young girl.
Mm-hmm.
My mom then was there, but it was still things that I had to do that I didn't know how to do.
Right.
Like cook, like, take care of a baby. I didn't know how
Right.
to change a pamper.
Mm-hmm.
You
You had to
know,
learn though.
I had to learn. I had to grow up quick. Me and my
Yeah.
son was going to school together.
Wow.
So he was going, I was putting him on the Head Start bus and I was going to school. That really was embarrassing to me after I got in and just looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
And people gonna talk.
Yeah.
Just do what you can do for your baby.
Exactly.
Do what you can do. And that what you can't, ask for help. It's help out there. You just
Yes.
got to take advantage of it.
And that's another thing you just said. People are going to talk. Stay away from toxic, people that, just, you got to learn how to tune that up, because you have a goal in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it was easy, then everybody would be
Everybody
doing
was
it.
doing it. Yeah, exactly.
So, so with
Yeah,
that being said, I appreciate this conversation. I know, someone can hear this and and take a little bit of the wisdom that is being thrown at you, just glean from that. There's help out there, there's resources out there. Don't be ashamed.
that's
Don't
right.
be ashamed. You're not the first and you're not going to be the last.
Yes, exactly.
But to know
Exactly.
that there is people out here who do care, and just ask for help, because closed mouths don't get fed, as you said.
That's right.
So with that being said, please reach out to Shondra Zanders, .intellitravel.com. I put it in the comments so you guys can see. And for those who are going to be listening by audio, I'll have everything in the show notes. So you guys, please take care of each other. Please take care of yourself. Put God first. Lean on God. Put your faith in God. Whatever you're going through, um, give it to Him.
Give it to
He's going to
God.
work it out. It's going to be worked out one way or the other. It's going to be worked out if you
That's
trust
right.
Him.
And also
All right.
remember, You treat people the way you want to be treated. How people treat you is none of your business. It's about how you
Absolutely.
treat them. That's what God gonna judge how you treat them, not how they treat you.
Absolutely.
So y'all put God first, like she said, and treat people right.
Amen. All right. You guys be safe and take care. And I will talk with you
Okay.
soon. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.